Thanks for staying with us. So one of our features on Wednesdays is to discuss about business, empowerment, women. We bring in women that we love. And one of the topics related to this is the fact that lots of women are complaining that having a family can be disempowering, such that they're not able to build the careers, they're not able to achieve growth in their individual careers because they have to raise a family. They have to be responsible to a spouse, you know. According to a tweet, I think it was somebody, wasn't even CCM, was saying, someone asked, how does marriage and having babies hinder a woman from pursuing her career? You know, and that's the reality. It's an age-long conversation. We've been talking about this for years. How does all this family raising affect your own personal growth and empowerment and development? When we want to talk about it, we think to ourselves that, okay, we haven't been disempowered in any way. For whatever reason, we have partners that have encouraged us, but lots of women are not in that space where in fact, it's possible that we could have even achieved much more.
So,
if we weren't married. You know, it's possible that maybe by now would have been so global that we're speaking on a global audience, which we are actually. But the point is that we could have done much more, maybe if we were single, or maybe we didn't have to have it, or maybe not. What are your thoughts on the fact that people have said that family responsibilities always hinder women in achieving their career growth? You can call us on 081-270-53687, 091-390-76948. You can also tweet us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your view TVC so we can read the tweets. Mariam?
So I would say that this statement that was made is not always true. And it's not always true for everyone, but it's sometimes true, and it's true for a few people, and a few of them that I know. There are some people who are doing very well now, at least maybe to an outsider looking in, thinking, look at them, they're on TV, they are speaking their minds, they're able to, you know, do what they love. But until you come closer, maybe I really just wanted to be a movie star. And there's some movies that the timing I had to be on set, some of the things I was expected to do in expressing my role, my husband didn't like that. And I knew that if it wasn't for my marriage, I would have gone ahead and pursued that. And so maybe what you're seeing is someone who has compromised and adjusted her dream in such a way that, you know, it's respectful of the relationship that she's in. So that could also be true. And having done that, found that, oh, even though it was not my initial idea, it's working quite well for me. I'm loving it. I'm able to do this and still go back home to my husband and my children. But there have been some really sad stories. I know of someone who met me and said, do you know this particular job you're doing? I really wanted to do it. But my husband told me, never. She says, every time I watch people, I feel a little tinge of sadness because this is what I really wanted to do. But and I'm like, so what are you doing now? She says, no, she's not doing anything. She's at home. Her husband takes care of her. But she really wanted to do that.
So my question is, is that a bad thing? Because sometimes we make it look as if compromising is a bad thing. Let me let you respond to that.
So, like I said in the beginning, when I started, I said I could be doing something different from what I wanted to do, but today I am happy. Even though I had compromised, even though I've adjusted my dreams, but it just so happens that where I am today, I'm happy. I'm happy, and I'm getting the support of my husband and my family to do that. So for me, it's something I'm happy about. But there are some people that it is not always a happy ending. They'll always have that little regrets. I know I could have done better somewhere. I know I could have done better if I didn't have these children to think about. I know I could have gone farther if I didn't have this husband to think about, this marriage and this home to think about. There's some people who, you know, we've taken, as you said, we've discussed this over and over again. There was a time we talked about a couple that had gotten married and the wife got a better job that was taking her out of the states that they were in. And it was really early in their marriage. It was maybe a few weeks into their marriage. And the husband was like, I'm not going to do this. I'm not leaving this place. But she said, if we move, I'm going to get higher pay. And this is something I've always wanted to do. This is a promotion for my career. But they could not take it. So that marriage, you know, broke up because he was not willing to leave his own safety of the job that he has, a life that he's built in this state for you to chase your dreams. So women have had to constantly adjust and compromise, but it's not always bad news. Some people are actually happy for it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think it's not the marriage and the children that limits us. It's the limitation of our mindset. If you really wanted to do something, you would do it. You would have started it. Your husband will meet you doing it. So where I would see maybe marriage stop me is you met me as a superstar, and then I get married to you and you say, don't go there again, don't act again, don't do this again, don't do that again. And if you choose to go there, you can say, well, because of the marriage and now that my priorities have changed, I want to have a family, I'm not able to fly as high. But they can't marry you from the bedroom. You had nothing to, probably just have your certificate. You don't even have a good job. A man marries you and puts you in the house and you say they are limiting you. Why did you marry? So sometimes we make the choices, but we don't want to go through the consequences of the choices. And we blame it on, it's the husband, it's the children. If you really wanted it to do it, you would start it. Even if you don't start it and you get into the marriage and you start it and the man says, no, I did not meet you at this point. Oh, I married somebody that will come and stay at home. And you choose to stay there. Do you now go back and say, it's the man or the children that held you?
You don't want to break up your home. You want to stay.
Because you chose your home. So you chose your home. There are people that have broken from the marriage because that's not what they wanted. So, yeah, so they choose to go to that success because they place it above the family. You cannot place family above success and then complain that you don't have success. Yes. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
We had an actress too who said she chose her career over
the
family. And
yes,
really
there are people that do it. So the thing is about the choices that we make. Now, there were some things that I knew I was going to do further down the line. I hadn't started before I met my husband, but I knew I was going to do down the line. And what did I do to ensure that I'm in that space where I do it anytime I wake up to do it? I made sure I went for somebody. I had other choices of people who had money at the time they came to me. But I looked for that person who would support me whatever, wherever, at any point that I decide to move, the support is there. I tried to, and I know it's also by the grace of God, but I tried to guarantee that this person, even if it's shit I want to start selling now, he would support me. Because I know that at some point, and the way that I am wired, my dreams change from time to time. So I needed somebody who is willing to, and as long as I love you, anywhere we're going together. Do you understand? If I had chosen maybe somebody who had money, who was wealthy at the time, I didn't want to suffer at all, and the person marries me and says, which acting you're not doing, which this you're not doing, I just want a wife, maybe you can cook, come and stay in the bedroom and be cooking for me. And I choose that because of the security that I wanted. Tomorrow I'll come and say, he's the one that made me not succeed. Now, I think it's just about the choices.
What if you get married to someone and you both, were just at the beginning of your careers, not doing much, and you had that agreement that you were going to support each other? And then down the line, your husband makes it really big. And he says, you know what? I think I don't want you stressing yourself. I want to come home and meet my wife. I'm constantly traveling. Right. I'm constantly on the road. Right. I want someone to be at home with the children. That happens. So it's not like I did not choose this person in the beginning. Absolutely. It's that our circumstances have changed right now, and we believe that one person can go. And usually in situations like that, it's usually the woman that would compromise or give up her career for that. Right. And even if she were to ask women or people outside, they would think she was crazy if she insisted on pursuing her career. Well, you already have a husband who's willing to do everything for you. All you have to do is just lie down and wake up, and everything is there for you. What are you fighting for? Women actually make those sacrifices quite often.
Recently, Mariam, I was driving through, excuse me, I was driving through Admiralty from the beginning, and I was looking at all the stores. And what came to mind was like, most of these stores are owned by women who probably had bigger dreams. But they had to settle for, open a shop on Admiralty. Have this, because these are women who probably wanted to be astronauts, so wanted to solve the world problems, wanted to travel around the world. They wanted to do more bigger things. But they've been asked by society or by family or by husband, like, let me just open you a shop now. At least you'll be selling clothes here, you'll be selling, that there's so much more we can do as the female gender, that our society has somewhat caged us. That just do the easy ones. You don't be a stay-at-home mom, have one small business here, and then you can pick up the kids in school, you can have lessons. When our counterparts in maybe in Asia or wherever else, they are solving problems or economic problems. They are actually part of environmental solutions, climate change. They are having real discussions. But most of us have been caged to say, just find a job that you go to the TV in the morning, you come back after your show in the morning, you stay with the children. It's flexible.
Yeah.
So that is what somebody is saying, that there's so much more. An African woman, not just Nigerian woman, can do that. We have more capacity.
Yes.
But because of this culture of fine flexibility, I resigned from my own job in 2019 because I'm like, you know what, I gotta have, my kids are growing, I want to have kids, let me do it, upon everything.
Did you still have the time for that? You still took on another job.
But the point I'm trying to make is that the bigger picture in this conversation that we're not looking at?
Okay, the bigger picture for me is nobody can stop you except you stop yourself. I like the angle you came from. You people agreed, but then one person is now making more of the money and traveling, and they say, okay, woman, two of us cannot be traveling together. You sit back and take care of the kids. I've seen such arrangements where after the kids get to a certain age, you start your dreams. After they've gone to boarding house, they've gone to the university, you start your dreams. There is nothing there's no age limit to what you can achieve. The thing is the willpower to do it. So we're waiting for somebody to pamper us into our dreams. It's not going to happen.
Hey.
You have to fight for it. When I met Oga, he said, every other thing you're doing, I'll support you. Acting, I don't want. Me, my first passion and dream was acting. But my father refused. Every other person I meet refused. But in my mind, I say, well, just love me enough to follow me. When I'm ready, I will go back to it. And when I was ready, in fact, I took his piece, I took my piece, I was sad, I was depressed, I was manipulative, I did everything I needed to do for him to just say, just to make you happy, or you go and act. But now that you're starting as a married woman, there are certain places that you cannot, or certain roles that you cannot take anymore. I am willing to do the sacrifice because at least I am living my dream. Even if I act only on web series or TV series, I'm acting. I don't have to get naked on screen and kiss to be an actor. Do you understand? So we limit ourselves and we blame the other person. I've seen people who their husband said, you are not going to do it. And after a few years, they just realize, for this woman to be happy, do it. Okay, but now we have to agree. How do we do it?
You're going to say something, Mariam?
Yeah, I was just going to say that is also true for some people, but it's not always.
I'm so sorry. Let me pause it. So, yeah, Carlo's been holding for a minute. Good morning, Carlo. Oh, I'm so sorry for keeping you. I do apologize.
Yes, I mean, what the picture you just painted is true for some people. There are some people who, in fact, in marriages today, the husbands are saying, go out and be something, do something. They're constantly encouraging. And they're saying, you know what, I'm happy where I am. I just don't want to do much more. I just want to be the mother at home, take care of the house. So that is true. But because of the topic, right, on the table, which is women who are in careers and who have said, you know what, because I didn't want to compromise on my success, my career, I've had to jettison marriage and children. Or the women that are talking now are women that are saying, you know what, I know that I would have gone further if not for my marriage and my career. It's not a bad thing also when a woman makes that compromise because, you're saying that it's a choice you made from the very beginning, the kind of partner you picked, the kind of, people, as we live life, we're constantly making compromises, we're constantly making adjustments, We cannot see much further than 5 or, we make plans to 5 years, 10 years. And so we are making decisions daily as we go for today, hoping that it takes us there. But people are realizing that, okay, this marriage thing, this child thing comes with a lot of responsibilities. And there's some places I need to go and how far I need to go. And it would be wrong of me to almost punish this man or these children that I've decided to raise right now. Because I know that there will be a time I will be chasing my career. I will be a bad mother. I will be a bad wife if I decide that I must do this because society expects me to do, but my heart is really in chasing my career.
Let me take this call. Carlo, I think, is back. Good morning, Carlo. Sorry for...
Yeah, good morning, Morayo.
Please, go ahead.
Morayo, it was like we're missing it here, 100%. Like, whether you like it or not, a woman who wants to misbehave on the other part of it will do. If your husband now supported you to move forward, or be an assisting of the entire generation. In Nigeria, we have about 3 powerful women that have seized this nation. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, NAFDAC woman, Dora Koyele. Hello? Are
Yes,
you
we
hearing
can
me?
hear
Very clearly. Go ahead, please.
So, and also that hotel, that is a stock age, whatever, hotel, all of them are perfectly married with a wonderful husband that supported them. Like African mentality and African cultures that in the women so on the ground that they hardly survive on this package we're talking about this morning. But one thing I just want to tell you people that if your husband does not support you to do this, for you to remain in marriage, or you to remain in these children, what your husband says, what you are going to do, if you want to. But if your husband supported you, you know that you're a sharp woman, you know that you're a very smart woman, honestly, you make a very good impact. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Carlo. Right, so...
You know, there's this example that I feel, remember, I don't like to go back to her past, but I think it's just for the purpose of lessons. Tiwa Savage. Do you remember a few years ago when she was having issues with her then husband? And one of the things he complained about, and he tried to compare her with another musician, was that musician, she would do what she had to do, and she would still come home and make food, you know, but Tiwa wasn't there. And here today we have the story of Tiwa. We are celebrating her worldwide. She doesn't have a marriage, but she has her child, and she has her success. And if we were to look at it, we'll say that she gave up that part of her life to push for her career. If she had succumbed, if she had compromised and adjusted at that time when they were having those issues and says, you know what, he's right. Maybe I should make sure I close on time so I'm home, I'm making food. Then maybe she will not be available to do some gigs and not be available to do the networking and move her career to...
at the coronation.
Yes, you know. So whether we like it or not, there are groups of people who are constantly making these compromises and adjustments and reducing their dreams for their family. But it's not always a bad thing.
I want to understand this thing of reducing our dream, because I was watching a video about cheating. It's an old video, actually, but a woman was talking about who told us that when a man decides to have other women, they are cheating on us. Who defined it as cheating? We came into this world, and some can give it a word of polygamy. Some can say, well, we branded it cheating, and then puts it in the mind of the woman that, he's cheating on you. But if we look at it that, okay, he's just a polygamist, and he can love 2-3 women at the same time, and can care for them separately, I'm fine with that, and you make peace with that, you'll be fine. Others will say that when you say a woman is limited, who told you is limiting? Who told you that she's been disempowered? Could it be that her role, her natural role, is to nurture, is to be the caretaker? Is it possible that what God has ordained her to do is to be the one to take care of the home front when the man goes out? So who is giving us these terms that we are being limited? Who is giving us these terms that we are disempowered? Who is telling us?
No, that is a reduced dream.
Because you are reducing your dream. If a woman says, my own role in life is just to raise my kids.
So what is even the assumption that if you scatter your marriage for success, that you will succeed? What's the assumption? It's probability. There are a lot of people who are singing, like Tiwa Savage, who they scatter their marriage, for instance, because they wanted to face the career, and they still did not blow. So there's no guarantee. Life comes to you in different packages, and you have to make do with what you have. So if you are a woman and you have some dreams, it is left to you to define what success means to you, not based on external metrics of society. So I have to be so-and-so place, I have to have done tech talk, I have to have had millions of this to make me successful. You have to define success. And to have a whole life, it's not just about the financial or career success, your well-being as well. Who told you that you can be in a place and you're not sleeping well, you have mental issues, and that is success? Well, you must find your success in your own way and grow in that. And so some of these women, what I don't want women to do is to stay in a place of regrets and say, because I married and because of these children, I did not achieve my dream. No, now you know what achieve the dream. Even with the marriage and the children, you would have...
There are some men, believe that one. There are some men that will not let you achieve that dream. That's the truth.
But you chose to stay with the men. They tell you, they plant you there.
So that's the thing.
So that's, it comes back to the choice. No, listen. You know this man gets cocoa head, right? And this man no go allow you see light. You sit down there. They come back after how many years? They complain, say it's because of the man and the children. But you chose the man. You sat there. They didn't plant your feet
because
there.
maybe he was a good father, and you don't want their children to...
So the point is you enjoy the good fatherism and the fact that you want your children to have a whole life, and then you complain that you don't have success.
Yeah, that's compromise about...
Successful in that aspect. So
yes.
why are you complaining?
Okay, let me take this call from
Don't
Williams
complain.
from Akwa Ibom.
Swallow it.
Williams from Akwa Ibom, you're live.
Good morning, ladies.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Good morning.
Yeah, I was talking about women with career, which what you're saying right now. It's not wrong. It's not wrong for you to have a career. But when you refine your career and your mind, right, which is your pay calling, because automatically as a married woman, you must have a vision to build on yourself as well as your home. But in your process of you processing your career, to the level, how did you refine the time limit between your home, which you need to keep as a family, right? Maybe if you have children growing up.
William, I really tried to hear you. It's so muffled. I'm hoping that those at home heard him. I didn't hear him at all in the studios. I'm not sure exactly what he was saying. You're going to say something.
I wanted to add something small.
Please.
So I had this friend of mine when I was just starting out my marriage. And she told me, then I was staying in Awuyaya. I was pregnant for my first baby. When I come back, she takes care of me. She told me that her only dream, there's this book, Gifted Hands. I think Ben Carson told me that her only dream is to raise her children to success. That's her only dream. This woman is talented. She's a great cook. She sings powerfully. I know she can be an actress if she wants to. But her only dream in this life is to nurture and raise those kids. She says she's not doing any job. She's not taking any job. She wants to be like that Gifted Hands mother. At the time, I was very young. I didn't understand what she was saying. I was upset. So I had a conversation with my husband. I said, how can you just wake up and say your only dream is to raise your children? My husband said, yes, so that's her dream. And if she succeeds in building successful children, she's happy. I don't want to hear her tomorrow say, because of my children and my husband, I did not do the things I wanted to. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Okay.
So if you choose this sacrifice, enjoy.
Okay, so let me, I don't want to use puncture, but let me give you another scenario. This story that you have said, let's say you met her and she told you this story. And then a few years down the line, because she married a husband who couldn't be there for her, she had to compromise on the dream of raising children to go out and look for a job. It happens. Yeah. This is my dream. I want to just be at home and raise these children. But unfortunately, my husband is struggling. He can't get a job. I'm still the one that has to go out. So now I'm getting a help to do the job that I really, truly wanted to do. So it's not only about when someone even misses a career. Sometimes I'm not able to be there to be the full-time housewife or mother that I want to be because life happens and I'm making a compromise. I'm adjusting my dreams. So it happens both ways. We just need to, I think we need to appreciate the fact that there are people making sacrifices, making compromises, making adjustments, not because they are lazy, not because they are looking for someone to blame, not even because they are overly regretful, but just to say that this is something that happens in this world. Yeah. Things will happen, you adjust some things, and it's okay sometimes to do that. And sometimes in adjusting and in compromising, we find new joys, we find new things that we're happy about, and we celebrate. But that does not mean that we have not compromised or adjusted or made sacrifice on something.
Because sometimes also people who are trying to justify why they don't want to get married. So I don't want anybody to come and copy my style. Yeah. You see,
you feel still not blow, even without the man.
What if it's not about blowing? What if it's about my peace of mind?
So some people own it. So some people, because I mean, some people will say that I don't want anybody to stop me. I don't even want somebody telling me what time to wake up, what time to do this. I want to be by myself.
Time to
and if that's your choice, that's what I've heard us say so far. Let us stick to it. But however, I want us to also acknowledge that there are some women who have dreams and desire. They have things they want to do, but they're making that choice, as you said, to stay back and not do it because it's their own choice. Yeah. Therefore, they don't want society to condemn them either, saying, "Oh, you're limited." Because I had a conversation with a lady who sold me sports, but she's probably watching today because she watches the show. She was saying that Morayo, one of the regrets she has is the fact that she just didn't go, she didn't follow her career. She was just raising her kids. She found out later, many years, that her entire vocabulary was shut down, sit down, don't stand up. You know, that everything she was, even when she's talking to friends, it was all the same vocabulary she used for children that she was using for her friends. And she just had to listen to herself, like, you know what, I need to take my life back.
Yeah.
So it now took her going, saying, back to school and trying to get things. So I understand that people feel that way.
Yeah, there is no age limit to what you can be and what you can achieve. So just plan per time. When you do the sacrifices and the children are up to a certain level, you can pick up yourself again. Don't sit down and just relax and feel time has passed. Time can never pass.
But let us also be kind towards those who have used their youth to chase their careers. And then when they come in their 40s and their 50s and they want to settle down, don't be the people that say to them, after you have used all your young body, you go and be chasing career. Now you are looking for a husband. So we have to always look at it. Balance.
No, there's
So
also
we have messages.
Yes, please.
Mount Rushmore says the primary responsibility of a wife or woman is to take care of the family. 90% of women are subconsciously in on this, their God-given responsibility. Dame Ebika says, choose wisely when getting married, though. The greatest thing one can have in marriage is the total support of your spouse when faced with difficult choices. You must learn to sacrifice as well as for the good.
Should I?
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Prof says marriage is all about compromise and not competition. It's always about understanding and respect. It's about love and compassion, commitment and communication. It's about dreams and it is about dreams and competition. It's about actualizing dreams. So,
you know, I've always said it before that I love to travel. I mean, my dream when I was a single, I was always traveling. But the moment I entered marriage, my husband said, Auntie, this is your budget for traveling. Let us cut it. And because of that, I was able to compromise. And I started, for 12 years, I didn't travel. I traveled for the first time last year. And I find that, you know, I was telling myself recently, because I was trying to get the kids to travel for summer, just to go somewhere, go to Abuja, or go somewhere within Nigeria. You know, and it's a hard task convincing Oga to, let me buy a ticket. How can you, what's the calculation? How much are we going to spend? You know, and it's frustrating. So imagine I was a woman who's like, you know what, after all this whole kinikon, I want to now live my life. Okay, it's after, you know, some women are like that. Okay, I have married, I have children. Okay, your children are now teenagers. Uncle, hasta la vista, I gotta go. I want to go to Asia, I want to travel. You be home, do what you gotta do. And you know, so different people have different choices, but you make those choices when you are
happy
with your adulting.
Adulting. That is all we can take on today. I was funny. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.
Bye.